so we're going to go to our next presenter, who is Stephen D. Holder. And he's cybersecurity, cloud, visualization, and technological evangelist and podcast host. His topic today is entrepreneurship, staying current with technology. And a short description of his presentation, Stephen D. Holder explains how entrepreneurs can remain competitive by understanding and wisely adopting modern AI tools. Now, I've had the honor to actually hear Stephen present on Every.Black, and he's awesome. So definitely take your notes, but most importantly, take those notes and go ahead and apply what he's sharing as well. All right, Stephen, there you are. You're up on the screen. You're next to go.
Thank you to Every.Black. Thank you to Davies. Thank you to everybody here. I know this is a summit, so I kind of want to get right into it. As the gentleman mentioned, I am kind of quick and about business. Just a couple of housekeeping things from my previous talks I want to talk about here. When I go through this, I don't want to come across crass. I don't want to come across as I'm, throwing shade on you or your business or anything like that. It's just more so the facts. I think a lot of times in these types of things, people, I'm going to burn too much time on this, but essentially, I remember growing up when my parents said something, I just did it. There was no lip, there was no questioning, there was no negotiations. You just do it. That's how I want to kind of do this because when people start asking, nothing wrong with asking questions, but you have to have a little bit more than just what you heard somebody else say or somebody whispering in your ear that don't know nothing. So let's get to it. So, staying current in technology as an entrepreneur. Thank you again for having me. So, the facts. The facts are the world is moving in a technological direction. The challenge is, are you willing to compete or are you willing to be open? Now, we got to define what technology is. Technology is the practical application of scientific knowledge, tools, and techniques to solve problems, meet the needs, and improve human life. What can I use to better my life? Okay. Most of us in today's world, that answer is going to be a cell phone. Okay. That is technology that will help you in your life do your daily tasks. Now, we need to identify the eras of technology. Over the course of, most people's lifetime, they fall into the gamut of this. The eras of technology are a book, radio, television, video games, social media, and now, hot off the press, artificial intelligence. Now, you're going to have the world down there and all the different colors. Everybody's going to fall into a certain type of category. Hey, man, we got a radio. Oh, for real? Hey, man, we got video games. I'm all into it. Hey, man, we're doing social media. I don't like social media. Hey, man, we're doing artificial intelligence. Oh, is this what we're doing now? So typically, people fall into like these kind of four categories here. They just kind of go with the flow. They're signed up day one. They're going to be resisting no matter what you say, just because it's change and we don't like change. And then you're going to have people say, oh, okay, so I can just adapt. We were doing this, now we're doing this. All right. So with that, okay. Let's identify the world. So that is next. So I actually use ChatGPT to ask this question, based on what you know and your knowledge, can you give me a breakdown of where the world is in terms of percentages and what people are using for technology? All right, this is what it came with loosely. Now, these are not accurate numbers, but it's probably not too far from the truth. Books. When was the last book anybody read? Now, if you're a book person, then you have answers. But if you're not a book person, you're probably going to say Moby Dick. And even then, you probably didn't even read it. All right. Radio, 10%, 10%. Television is where most of the world kind of is, but we are transitioning now more to the social media aspect. Video games is real popular among children because it's interaction. Um, I don't want to go too much into that, but I remember going out and coming home, and my mom said, make sure the lights, when the street lights come on, come home. Now, you're just behind a computer playing it, but you're playing with other people. So I won't say too much on that. But social media is obviously a huge chunk of the world right now. Everybody has a voice with these platforms. Everybody can say something. People like causing, the fake stuff, all that, just contention and arguing. It's just but it's also a great tool. It's also a great tool to, connect with people. And of course, artificial intelligence, which is now happening with computers and what some of the other speakers have talked about already. So now we need to identify yourself. Where do you see yourself in technology? Now, to answer this question, you have to be honest. All right. There is no examination. Nobody's getting fired. Nobody is going to, wave their finger at you. Where do you see yourself in this lineup of era? Not where you want to be, not where your goals are. Where do you see yourself as it is today? All right. As a loose, your mileage may vary, but most people in the age of 40 to say 50, maybe even 60, they're going to be television. My mother is a die-hard television person. She loves television. And now when DVR came out, oh my goodness, this is the greatest thing since whatever. No more VCRs, it's all on TV. That is, that's just her generation. If you're my generation, 30 to 40, or even maybe 25 to 40, 45, you're going to be in a video game and social media type of era. And if you are, let's just say up to 24, you're probably going to be more in the social media and the artificial intelligence era. All right. Just identifying where you're at is where you need to start. All right, let's go on next. Now, why does all this matter? Now, again, I'm talking more on business. I do have a lot of church stuff that I do when I tell these, when I speak these courses here. But why does this matter? Technology is not slowing down. I'm sure you know that, which means your business doesn't get to slow down or pause. And if it does, it dies, or somebody will pass you, or you won't be as efficient as somebody else. So your business has to keep up. Staying relevant is about intention, not about trends. If you are a, if you design hats, right, you're a hat maker, and selling out the back of your truck ain't quite working. You need to get on to what is working. Now, does that mean LinkedIn or does that mean TikTok? For your business, for your audience, for what you're doing, chances are LinkedIn's probably not going to be the selection for you. But TikTok and Facebook and other things where it's more of a, I won't say consumer based vibe, but it is a consumer based vibe. That's where you probably want to go. So don't just follow the trend because the new latest and greatest comes out. Look at it, analyze it. Does this fit my business? Does it not fit my business? And move accordingly from there. From there. All right, determine your space. Be honest about who you are. A lot of times, people, you may know people trying to, as they say, play with the big boys, and you're a small fish. Change your pond to where you're at. Okay. You're going to spend so much time, so much effort trying to do things that you're absolutely not than if you do things that you are to grow to where you want to get to. Be honest about what you know. Don't just, we're going to talk a little bit about this. I'm all about using AI and all the platforms. Do not become its secretary. Okay. You need to know what you're talking about. And you just can't always go back and use AI. Oh, let me go AI. Let me go to AI. Let me go to AI. Why do I need you? Okay. If you're going to AI all this time, why do I need you? And be honest about what you don't know. It's okay to say, I don't know. And if you're in business, you need to, every 10 questions, you have one I don't knows. Or if somebody asks you 10 questions in your specific business, you should be able to answer all 10 of them. And if you can't, you have one I don't know, but you can follow up and massage the language to say, hey, I don't know right now, but I'm going to get back to you, however it is in your space. All right. Oop, going too fast. All right. Your technical reality. Okay. So I broke this down into three kind of categories here. Your technical reality, L1, L2, L3. L1 is a basic user. This is most of the world probably right now, consumer technology, i.e., I can do all this on my phone. And although that's a true statement, but that's where your mindset is. I don't need necessarily a computer. I don't need a tablet. I don't need Anything else out there, everything I can get is from Amazon. It's cheap, it's 2 day shipping. That's your mindset. Okay. Basic user. I'm not saying you're basic, I'm just saying your technical reality is basic. I mean, it's not a dig, but again, I'm not trying to be crass here. All right, uses for technology uses you I'm sorry, level two uses technology to support their business. Now you fall in the category of I need something to help my business. Again, let's start simple. I need a website. Absolutely 100%. You need a website. If you're in business and you don't have a website today, I don't know how you're, still here. Now, listen, miracles happen and there are always going to be the exceptions. But when you look at yourself and you look at that chart I had up on technology, change that to are you the exception or are you with the masses? And I know that makes a lot of people angry when I say that, but we got to start thinking realistic here. Okay. There's always going to be the exceptions. In this case, are you the exception or are you with the masses? It's just identifying, it's not causing confliction or I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to be combative. All right. So I need a website, I need a word processing program using technology to support your business. And even when you do that, it's probably just at the basic level of a word processing document, kind of like the copy machine, right? All those different buttons on a copy machine. What button do you use? Copy, copy. You don't use all the extra features. All right, and then level three, builds, automates, or deeply understands. That's kind of what this summit is all about, going beyond just the first level. Okay, this is where you realize, hey, I need specialized software. Hey, I need specialized product. Hey, I need specialized equipment. Hey, everything I need can't be from Amazon.com. Hey, I need something called a distributor. Hey, I need insurance. Hey, I need, this is a different way of thinking here. Hey, I need to be incorporated or have LLC. Hey, I need a real lawyer with real fees, not a legal Zoom deal. Okay, that's a level three that we're talking about here. And this is all technology, right? This is all technology. So you need to identify your technical reality and see where you are. All right, our next slide here. All right, professional presence matters. Now, if you were in my last session, I'm gonna kind of go over this. You might have a laugh or two, but a lot of people say they're in business, but they're not really in business. All right. One of my huge things is a professional photo. Um, this there is no right way, but there is a right way. Society will tell you you should be who you are. People should accept you for who you're accepting you for, and everything. Stop it. That's not what's happening. People are going to your social media. They're going to your LinkedIn. They're going to see what you do outside. And although it's all written down in HR, the reality is you're going to be talking to a human who's going to see what you do. Do you have a 40 in your hand drinking and smoking at the club or at the bar at 45 with two kids at home? And how do they know that? All social media. All right. You need a nice photo. Nothing saying you can't go out and have a couple of drinks with your friends and stuff, but you need to convey it. All right. You have to convey it. I run into a lot of people that say, I don't want people looking at me. They don't need to know what I look like. Wait a minute. Are you in business or not? Because if you're in business, I'm going to give you two disciplines that have already mastered this. If anybody has purchased a house or in the business of purchasing a house, real estate specifically, after you meet the realtor and all that, they shake your hand, they smile, they give you some, candy on your way out. What else do they give you? They give you a business card. What's on a business card? A picture of them sitting there, all the pearly smiling, shining, right? Smiling face. I want to connect with you because all this really comes back to what? Relationship. All right. If there's a picture of you as a silhouette, I'm not interested. And you got one strike against you. Consistent branding for those who are on social media. There's a lot of the biggest ones are Facebook, TikTok, X, maybe LinkedIn, and those are the ones that I can think about right now. Now, there's something called a short name that's associated with all of those. You'll see it as an at symbol or a hashtag. So mine would be at Epi as IT. Now, when you want consistent branding, you want all of those short URLs to be the same. Okay, so as example, we'll take NBC News. NBC News is at NBC News for X, at NBC News for Facebook, at NBC News for X, okay? At NBC News for LinkedIn. Now, when it comes to consistent branding, at least on your platforms, it is not guaranteed you will get that name. Okay, so you need to come up with a unique name that kind of always references you. Musicians and artists run into this all the time. So what they'll do is they will say, artist name dot official, because somebody already took their original name in hopes that they're going to say, hey, I want my name, give me a payday. You're not in that business. You're trying to get consistent across the board. You need to have one central location for people to come to you. So of course there's social media, LinkedIn, all that stuff. But the problem is you cannot run. Well, I shouldn't say you cannot, but it's gonna. You should always have a central location, i.e., website. A lot of people, especially, are on the more so consumer, kind of local around their area, or just kind of do this around the area type of thing. You're just on Facebook groups. And when people ask you, hey, I'm interested in your product, oh, go to my Facebook page. Problem with that is not everybody has Facebook. And if you tell somebody to go to your Facebook page, they're going to say, I don't have it. What's next? And then if you say, oh, it should be free, just signed up, I'm not interested. You told me what to do. I don't have it. What's your other option? And you shut down. You're not in business. Because anybody in business, any salesperson, sales 101 knows that, listen, whatever you need, I'm going to get it to you. Okay. You got to have a way people can get to you. A website is a universal way that people can get to you. And professionalism matters. Last one, free email. Um, Listen, Hotmail, Outlook, AOL, Gmail, especially Gmail, they're not professional. Okay. They're not. I know they work. I know they're free. That's probably why you're on them. But business is not free. Business, you have to pay. You have to be polished. If a realtor gave you a card and they had, oh, just email me at my personal address, like, what would you think about that? Seriously, if you went to a lawyer for, a case that's very important to you, retirement or legal battles, and oh, just email me at my Gmail. Don't use the professional one. Wait a minute, do I trust you? This stuff, it's so small, but it's so impactful. It's so polishing. You really need a professional folder, consistent branding, one central location, and a professional email address. It floors me the amount of people who actually have a .com domain, but they say email me at Yahoo, email me at Gmail. It floors me actually. All right, now we're gonna run on here because I think my time's somewhere here. But I hope DeAndre, am I okay?
You still have 10 minutes.
Okay, 10 minutes. I think we'll be rocking with this. All right, change your focus. So now everything I'm talking about is quick, and for sure, like we'll have the questions and stuff after. But this is not going to happen overnight. Okay, you don't jump levels overnight. You're going to take your time. You have to transition intentionally. Do not eat the whole pie at once. What do you need help with? What can you start on? Focus small. It leaves less room for error, gives you more focused, and you can strategize. Start where you are. Don't. It's good to have goals. Always have those written down. Do a vision board, whatever works for you. But you need to start small. All right. So for all those L1s out there, all right, when you identified yourself, I have a quick little thing for you. You need to use technology every day. Okay. And one of the ways I got my mom with this, I said, hey, how do you pay for your groceries? And she says, I use a credit card. Of course, most people use a credit card. I have a challenge for you. I want you to start paying for your groceries with your cell phone. Okay. There is a way to do it. And if you really want to up the ante, go ahead and pay for it with your smartwatch if you have one. Okay. The goal isn't about the payment, it's about getting comfortable using the new technology that's out there that you may not know about. There's been a couple of times I have been at the gas station and I just don't have my credit card. And oh, what do you know? I'm linked to the thing and it just pays it. All right. The goal is adaptability. Reflect on what you use. So for L2s out there, right? What technology supports you today? Okay. And is it helping or is it just existing? In other words, are you using it because somebody said you need to use it or are you using it because it's something that's mission critical? If it is something that's mission critical, are you satisfied with it? Do you think there's something better out there? As other speakers talked about already, hey, just go to ChatGPT or any of the LLMs and say, hey, this is what I use right now. This is where I see it fall short. Is there something else out there that can be better for me? It'll generate you two, three options, or it may say, yeah, you're using the best one. But right now, you may not know that. Again, being honest with yourself. One of the questions I ask a lot of people when I do these talks is when it comes to your technology, where were you 2 years ago? What's changed since last year? And what are you doing now? If you don't have an answer, or at least a solid answer to some of those questions, we need to rethink your technological involvement in your business, because it may not be working, or it may not be as effective as you think it is. Think differently. I saw the gentleman here with the code. That was all amazing. I'll tell you right now, my eyes glazed over faster than Miss Johnson's geometry class. You said what? Go for loop, green, red, yellow. What is all this? You're right, or he's right. You don't need to write code. You have to have the idea. You have to be clear. You have to be clear in your thinking. You have to look at options. I think both speakers said you're going to save a lot of time. Was it Jackie? If I'm Jacqueline, I don't want to say your name incorrectly,
Yeah,
but
Jacqueline.
kids kids don't even need tutors anymore because they're doing it themselves. Once it becomes organic and you can see, hey, I can self-serve myself, you really cut out a lot of the baloney. Um, in school, what she was talking about, I was on board with her so much. I'm still of the mindset of absolutely do not cut art, music, shop, home ec, if they even have that anymore, because I also believe school's not for everybody. That's what I believe. That's not, you know, uh, some of the speakers may be saying things that Every.Black may or may not agree with. We are just a platform, all that. But because school is not for everybody, but people who tune in to those, if you're in shop class or in the home ec, you can be a chef, you can be a machinist, you can be a whole bunch of different things. So you need those courses in there. When it comes to technology and AI, that could be one too. You need it. Okay, you absolutely need it. You don't have to know everything. You don't have to write code. All right. Oh yeah, technological. All right, we'll talk about this a little bit. Technology is your assistant. You are still the decision maker. Do not become one of these gopher people that always goes to ChatGPT for everything. Hey ChatGPT, my lights are out in the house. What's wrong? Hey ChatGPT, I don't know what's wrong with my windshield wiper. Hey ChatGPT, there's a sale at Publix, but food line's closer. I mean, come on, let's be realistic. You're going to spend more time always verifying than if you actually use it as a tool. All these tools out here that the surgeons use to, help people with their illnesses and their ailments and stuff, those are just tools. They can't always go back to the person who manufactured them and say, hey, how can I use this? How should I use this? When can I use this? You have to know something. And that's where AI doesn't, that's one thing AI cannot do. AI cannot think for you. Okay. AI, it can give you ideas. It can kind of guide you in the right direction. But if you open up AI and just look at the screen, it's going to look at you. You have to be the initiator. You have to be the creator. Okay, AI is not going to do that for you. And if any of the speakers didn't talk about it yet, there is something called hallucinations, which AI will fabricate something entirely just to fit your model. And you have to be intelligent enough to know, like, hey, this isn't right. All AIs are not right. In fact, all the AIs on the sites have little disclaimers somewhere on that screen saying, "Hey, double check." As you know, Jackie was saying, fact check. Just because AI tells it to you doesn't mean it's right. And I think a lot of people who say they're using AI at the L1 level, right? Just because it says it's right, they take it and go with it. And that's not true. People are more interested, at least in the social media, people are more interested in being first to get the news out there than fact checking, right? And that's what we see a lot right now in the news with all the stuff that's going on. All right, so where are we at? Exit habits. So what I would say for you to leave this my speech here, my talk here, growth requires movement. You cannot sit still with this. You just cannot do it unless you're the exception. But if you're the exception, chances are you probably want to be here right now. Maintenance prevents emergencies. You do oftentimes a lot of people in business and especially corporations, they have a if it's not broke, don't fix it mentality. Well, if you maintain it, it won't break, so you don't have this action reaction running around with your head cut off like a chicken mentality. Investment separates hobbies from businesses. We're all in business. We know it takes money to make money. Stop using the free service. I had somebody ask me, at what point do you go from the free service to a paid service? In one of my church talks I was doing about their church technology. My response was, when you're serious about the ministry, because the free stuff, that free crutch is going to be your demise because you're going to rely so much on free, that there's going to be no support. it's not going to do what you really want it to do. But since you're not getting money out, in your mind, you're winning, and that's the wrong mind for entrepreneur. Nothing's wrong with free, but you have to know when to cut over. Time is money, right? We all know time is money. Nothing really to talk about that. So, in closing, our strategy closing here, stay competitive. You want to grow, you want to adapt, you want to stay current, you want to know what's going on. You don't have to know everything, but just stay current. If you get a podcast, just do a quick search. What's new out there in my field? How's technology helping me with it? How can it help? How can it hurt? You want to know both sides. How can it help? How can it hurt? Adopt, execute, stay in control. Do not allow all these AIs to take over. I understand, what society and people are saying. AI is going to take jobs. Yes, it will. But something still has to run. Something still has to operate this AI. It's not going to, it's not going to overtake the world. The people that use AI might want to overtake the world, but I don't necessarily think it's going to overtake the world. It's a hot topic right now, so I'm sure there's going to be a lot of discussion on that. And then here is my contact information. Let's connect. Again, my social tag, as you can see, there's at Epiozit, Epiozit. It is across all those platforms: YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, X, and Instagram. I have a QR code there as well. The easiest way to get in contact with me is LinkedIn. That's just kind of where I focus my business, but I am on the other platform. So thank you all very much. Thank you to Every.Black. And Mr. Ford, he laughing at me. I'm gonna throw it back to you.
All right, Stephen. Man, that was powerful. I mean, that was practical. I mean, that was purposeful. I mean, I got a lot of takeaways here. And just real quick, professional presentation matters. Have consistent branding and a professional email across everything. But I got a whole lot of takeaways. And sometimes the best thing we can do after receiving wisdom is to pause. We're going to use this time to reflect, take some notes, maybe even say a quick prayer over what you just learned.